Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Have you heard that saying? Well, it's one of the biggest lies ever told. Sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will hurt much more than sticks and stones ever will. I know that there are times in our lives when we think that our words are just words and we can say what we want to say, however we want to say it, to whomever we want to say it. But we are responsible for the words we speak and for the people who are injured by them. I have many episodes in my life where the words that were spoken were much more powerful and damaging than any blow could have ever been. I grew up in a time when people were able to discipline their children physically. In my day, we call it getting a whooping. And so I got many because I have a mouth on me. I don't really remember an episode of being physically disciplined, of being hit with a hand or a belt or a shoe. I just don't remember why. And I don't remember being upset with it or about it after I was punished. What I do remember are the words that were spoken to me. When I was a teenager, I got pregnant and I had a child, and I was told by someone that no one would ever want me. This man, who was the uncle of my best friend, picked me up from work to take me home. And on the way home, he pulled off the main road onto a side street. And it was very deserted. And he parked the car and he said to me, "You have already gotten pregnant and no one else is going to want you. So you might as well give yourself to me." And I sat there, of course, afraid because I knew that I was vulnerable in a car with a grown man on the side of a road on a deserted street. But his words stabbed me in my heart. Fortunately, I had the wherewithal, the mindset, the mental strength to say to him that that wasn't true. I wasn't defined by a single moment in my life. And I was good enough for anybody who I decided that I was good enough for, and he wasn't one of them. And he better take me home right now. And I said that to him. And praise God, he started the car and he drove me home. But of course, as I'm telling you this story, it's evidence that his words stuck with me, because it became my mission to prove him wrong, that I was worthy of a man who would love me and see my worth, even though I had this episode in my life where I obviously had had sex outside of marriage, and as a result, I had also given birth to a child. And another time I had a similar conversation with someone very close to me. Along these same lines, I had met the man who would become my husband, and I went home and told my mother that I was going to marry him. And she had met him, and she said to me, "Why would he marry someone like you? You've already got a child. Why would he want you?" And coming from the person who had whipped me, who had used sticks and stones, so to speak, to discipline me, those words hurt far worse than any whipping I'd ever received. And so I say this to you to let you know that your words are powerful. Your words can build someone up or they can tear someone down. The Bible tells us in several places that words have power. Proverbs 18:21 tells us that the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Life and death is in the power of your tongue. You can destroy someone with what you say to them. You can also give them life and hope. I've seen so many shows, so many videos where someone said that a word spoken just at that particular moment saved them from committing suicide. And then there were those who took their lives because of something someone said to them. Another Bible verse speaks of the power of the tongue. James chapter 3 verse 6 says, "The tongue also is a fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole body, sets the whole course of one's life on fire, and is itself set on fire by hell." The tongue can do so much damage that it can change people's lives. It can change the life of the person who's speaking the words. It can change the life of the person who receives the word. So I encourage you today to think about what you say and who you're saying it to. This is particularly important for, I think, parents of children, because young minds and young hearts are so impressionable that what you say to them now can resonate in their hearts and minds well into their adulthood. So if you have a habit of calling your children out of their names, calling them stupid, telling them they're not smart, telling them that they're not pretty, telling them that they're not good enough, whatever it is that you're speaking to them that does not build them up, stop it. Likewise, what you are saying to yourself matters. You build yourself up or tear yourself down by the words you use. So think about how you want to feel. Think about who you want to be. Think about the truth of who God has created you to be. And change your words to build that person. To look into the mirror and say to you, "You're beautiful, you're smart, you're kind, you're gracious, you're worthy." Whatever it is that you need to hear, say it to yourself, because your words have the power of life. And whatever someone has said to you in your past that still resonates in your heart, forgive them. They know not what they did. Sometimes they spoke those words in anger. Sometimes they spoke those words because it was what they had heard themselves or what they believed about themselves. And sometimes they intended to hurt you. But your words have the power to heal you. So regardless of what anyone has said, regardless of what you've said about yourself in the past, whatever you've said to someone else, you can make the decision to use your words to speak life. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can heal you. Be blessed.